It's not about this or that. It's not about the inner or outer. It's not about us versus them. It's not about me versus you. It's about and. It's about us and them. It's about me and you. It's about both the inner and the outer. There's beauty in embracing the and. What's up? This is David, and today I want to talk to you about the action-taking mindset of the inner world versus the outer world. And what does this exactly mean? So the way I'm referring to the inner world means like our psychology, our mindset, and some people even refer to this as like the spiritual world of us human beings, versus the outer world, versus the physical, versus the massive action-taking type of mindset. So which one is better? And in my experience, it's I don't think it's best if we divide them up. Why not utilize both of them? Why not embrace both concepts at the same time? And in fact, we can actually do that. We can actually combine the inner world with the outer world. So the outer world, on one side, it's all about that massive action taking. I will sleep when I'm dead. It's all about the grind. It's all about the hustle. And I used to come from that type of mindset. When I was a young buck. When I was a young, 20-year-old, young entrepreneur, I used to think, I didn't need sleep. I didn't need much sleep. I can just grind it out, and I'll sleep when I'm dead. And I know after getting a lot of knowledge and stuff, I realized that sleep is actually really important. It's actually really, good for the health, good for the body if you get a lot of sleep, and you actually be more productive if you actually get more sleep. But back then, I used to have that type of mindset, right? Taking massive action, baby. Come on, it's all about the outer world. It's all about the physical. It's all about the action taking. But as I, grew older and I grew more experience, I realized it's also about embracing the inner world, embracing the psychology side, and also being efficient with our action. Because if we're just taking action without really reflecting on it, without really much of a thought into it, without critically thinking about it, then it's it's like a linear progress. Right? We might not get the progress that we are expecting. But if we combine action with smart action, right, with being more efficient, then we get that exponential J curve. So here's the thing though. If you can take a lot of action, and if you combine that with smart action, being more efficient, then you can work like a lot less but still have the same results. Or like most of the times, like if we do what we love, and this is also about the inner world, but if we do what we love, then that type of action, it's not like a forced type of massive action, baby, come on, we can do this, we can grind through this. But then if you do what you love, it's more about, it's inspired action. You're doing it because you just love doing it. You love that journey. You love that process. You love being in that flow state and just being absorbed in that craft. So you naturally put more hours into it, right? So in that way, you are working a lot more smart. You're working a lot more efficiently, but you're also working a lot. Imagine that. Imagine working very, very efficiently, but also working a lot. How much more exponential can you get, So it's about combining both the inner world and the outer world. And so you really want to, reflect on the action that you're taking, making sure that it's the best way and the smartest way for you. And you got to understand that there's many different routes. There's many different routes to success. There's many different routes to your dreams and your goals. And I used to have the notion that I can only take a certain route, and I used to be so narrow focused and myopic to just taking one single route, right? But then I realized that there are many different ways to the same goal, Okay, so you got to open yourself up, and then you got to let in these other routes and not be so like clingy and stubborn about just taking one certain route, because there can be many other routes, and a lot of these routes can be a lot more easier. Maybe not more easier, but a lot more effortless. Like one route could be something that you love to do rather than this other route where you're just forced to take all this action, right? So that's the difference, that there are many different routes to like a certain goal. So if you can choose between taking a route and taking, you got to do that massive action, but then it's like a forced type of action. You're really taking that action out of desperation. Between that, if you had a choice between that and going on a route where you just love the work, it's like a passion of yours, you can talk about it forever, you can be absorbed in the craft or whatever the subject is for long periods of time and not be sick of it. Like, which path would you rather take if it leads you to the same goal, right? Most people would definitely choose this route, but a lot of us don't, because we've been conditioned by society that we got to work hard and hustle hard. In fact, when we don't, and we can embrace both the outer world and the inner world, so we can become masters of both. Don't think that it has to be this or that. We have to work hard. Don't think in terms of duality. We talked about this, being non-dualistic, and there's tyranny in the or, but there's genius in the and, right? It's not about this or that. It's not about the inner or outer. It's not about us versus them. It's not about me versus you. It's about and. It's about us and them. It's about me and you. It's about both the inner and the outer. There's beauty in embracing the and. There's genius in the and. So this is about non-duality, right? So, master both your inner world and your outer world, because when you combine the two, that's when the beauty happens. That's when you can actually enjoy the dance and dance for the joy of the dance, right? Not for the end of the dance, but because you love it so much. So that's it. That's all I had for this video. It's about embracing both the inner world and the outer world, and you'll find that there's a lot of truth in embracing both. There's a lot of truth in non-duality. Not only truth, but there's also beauty in unity. So that's it for this video. If you found value out of this one, I'll talk to you in the next one.